Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Silverstone. It's the home of British motorsport for race 10 of West Coast Sim Racing's GT Challenge. Tonight, we bring the GT4 monsters to take center stage for that 45-minute showdown, as well as competition caution at or around halfway through the race. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. Hopefully, you're all doing well and ready for an action-packed race here tonight. We have 19 drivers out here that have just now finishing up their qualifying efforts and will show us where the starting grid is. Before we cut to virtual trackside action tonight, you know what time it is. It's time to check out some point standings. And come on now, with only 2 races left in this season after here tonight, look at how close the point standings still are. It's anybody's championship to win. I think especially if they're within the top 4 standings. Trevor Vafrosky leads the point standings coming into Silverstone tonight. Andrew Bound, who's quick, especially of these GT4. Shoot, any car you put Andrew Bound in, he is quick in. He is P2 in our point standings. Michael Odell, what a season it's been, as he has 101 points combined, only 6 points behind P2. Josh Hunter, Mitch Crowther, Benjamin Forand, Zach Severe, Brandon Birch, Brennan Myers, and then there's Jordan Veneziola rounding out the top 10 in our point standings. As we cut live to virtual trackside action, I hope that you are all doing well. Buckle up, 45 minutes, GT4 machinery and championship pressure at one of the most iconic tracks in the world. Newer GT4s here within the sim racing world to put it all on display out here tonight. Here's a look at our race information, then we'll take a look at our starting grid. We have 3.6 miles, that's 18 turns to work with out here out of England. It's Silverstone action. Couldn't be a better day for racing, sitting at temps at or around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's ambient track temps at or around 67 degrees, sitting at an altitude of 481 feet. We'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight, brought to you by Race to Stop Suicide. Check on your friends and family members out there, down and around you, and not just a hey, how's it going, but hey, come on now. Check in on them every once in a while. Have a nice conversation. It's Josh Hunter who'll slap it out up on the pole with a 2:10.298. Oh, that man, an 81 Porsche. Porsche's 3 cars to round out the grid here today. Porsche's belonging to Josh Hunter, Trevor Vafrosky, and Brandon Birch, who came off of that top 2 finish there just last night out of Apex MX5 Sim Racing. Brennan Myers, my teammate out at the Daytona 24-hour. He'll start P4 very fast in practice, showing 4.5 tenths off that time that Josh Hunter was able to put down for the pole position. It'll be Michael Odell, Zach Severe, Andrew Bound, Benjamin Forant, Mitch Crowther out of Skidmark Sim Racing, and Jake Steckler, who round out the top 10. How about Dane Perkins and Jesse Lavorne there starting 10th? Excuse me, that's going to be 11th and 12th. Amethyst Reese out of Crystal Gems. Aliexe Andrew, Lewis Holloway, Andreas Profana, the Italian, is racing with us here tonight. So is our league owner, Warren Johnson out of Cali. He's going to start there P17. Dylan Bass, P18, and Taylor Thompson. Taylor, I also saw some very nice pace out there in practice. Keep your eye on that number 69. He'll start in the final position of the grid here tonight, but I think he's going to have what they say can't be done up there, maybe possibly work his way up and into the top half of the front of the field. We're gonna have a quick pace lap here tonight before we get to live racing action. Welcome into Stam Studio Network. Sean Stam producing, directing, commentating the show. There's a lot that goes on back here behind the scenes, and it's not just commentating. It's the graphics, it's the camera work, it's as well as that audio as well. Let me know if that is a-okay and sounding just okay once the race does start. We also do have that better half dash that I'm hosting will be broadcasted here on SSN as well the night before Valentine's Day. Get ready for that one. Make sure that you have your better half dash registered. So it'll be Josh Hunter, Trevor Vafrosky, Brandon Birch, Brennan Myers up here in the front row. The restarts are going to be on Josh Hunter with that immaculate qualifying effort in that all-black Porsche GT4. Porsche's rounding at the top 3. Then it's Aston Martin, Mercedes-AMG, as well as a Ford Mustang. We're going to fan out here. We're going to already look 2 and 3 wide on this race restart. Josh Hunter's cleared for the race lead. 4 wide going into turn 1. Oh, no. Trevor Vafrosky, one of our points leaders, he's caught up in this wreck early. Brandon Birch continues to sit P2. He's in that Rexy number 36 Porsche machine. He's going to find the outside line this time by, they're all going to start to chase Josh Hunter as he starts to try to open up that gap. It'll still be 2 to 2. Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, Andrew Bound, as well as Mitch Crowther. How about that start of the race? It was 4 wide going into turn 1. Trevor Vavrovsky, Brennan Myers gets the worst of it there going in turn 1. Still Josh Hunter out to the race lead, and with those couple of spins earlier on, you're going to see Brandon Birch, Michael Odell. How about Andrew Bound? Even Mitch Crowther. Look at Mitch go on this race restart. 4 spots to the good. Mitch Crowther is going to get the Sean and Tater's curse in that skim racing machine. Oh, it's the big one. Lewis Holloway is involved. Brennan Myers, he makes his way through it. Oh, the camber and caster Jesse Lavorian machine. Another wreck here on the opening lap of this West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge here from Silverstone. I think Josh Hunter, once he realized that he got the pole position, a huge sigh of relief on the inside of that Porsche number 81 machine, because he was able to get out of that start here relatively scathe-free. We had contact there from just about every other position. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was only 4 wide going for P2 in turn 1, and then it was a little 2x2 setting up 3x3 that started to separate that next contact there, with unfortunately Jesse Lavore going around once again, well, excuse me, for the second time in the race. Michael Odell, he's starting to really try to look down the inside line there of Brandon Birch, and that'll be for the position for P2. Brandon Birch getting 2 tires up and off the racetrack up there, trying to run away from a hard charging Michael Odell. Don't look now, but Dr. Andrew Bound right up in there with him for P4. Welcome in, Ali. Welcome in, Dylan Race. Ted, we appreciate you down there as well, letting us know that everything is sounding A-OK. It'll still be a nice door-to-door, well, it'll be quarter-to-quarter battle there for second and third. This is starting to remind me of the Mustang X5 Cup race we were watching earlier on today, live from Daytona. I mean, these drivers continuing to run inches, centimeters apart. Well, now that they find themselves just a bit more of a gap up there, separating third, fourth, and then now 4th to 5th. How about Zach Severe running in the second only BMW here tonight? Also a driver that showed some very, very nice pace in our practice. I think he's got one of our favorite driver profile pictures, as well as make sure you hit up Zach Severe's Instagram. Not only is it immaculate photography, but pretty nice videography down there out as well. Zach Severe, he's trying to close that gap because it is now a 4-car breakaway for the battle for the race lead. Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, still Andrew Bound. Remember, we do have that competition caution 20 minutes into the race. We're going to slow and woe everybody right back down, get these drivers re-racked and stacked, ready to go once again. Here's our next closest battle out here on the racetrack, not including P2 and P3. How about Benjamin Forehand and Dane Perkins? They're separated by just over a second. Benjamin Forehand right now trying to reel in Jake Steckler. Jake Steckler, he's had pace from just about every single track that we go to, and whether it's no fault of his own, maybe a little contact on his side. Nah, I mean, in all seriousness, Jake Steckler, he's a hound dog. He's hounding him for position here tonight. This is 1,800 road course already going to work, as he's gained 4 spots on the day. Right now, tied is our second biggest mover on the drop of the green flag. Biggest mover since the drop of the green flag. Highest driver here tonight, at least on positions, not on Benjamin. It'll be the league owner, Warren Johnson, showing 8 spots to the good in that number 24 McLaren GT4 machine. He's got a little lime green, he's got a little matte black. It's also a little bit glowy out there under some sort of sunlight conditions out there. How about Warren Johnson? Let's hear it for him down there in YouTube land. +8. Hopping on board with him out here around this very flat, treacherous track. You see on the right side of your screen, you're going to see what gears Warren's ripping here through. He's going to drop back down to second. He's sitting about 55 miles an hour. Here we're ripping 70 up through 80 and about to hit 90. This is it looks relatively slow out there, but you get back behind the wheel one of these GT4s, especially Silverstone. You're going to send it deep here in the braking zone. Warren's going to send it hard there. Breaks at about the 100-meter mark. He's going to try to close that gap up to Dane Perkins at the Skid Mark Sim Racing. How about Dane Perkins? He finished P10 last week out of Monza. He had a nice race going for him in that 544 Mercedes AMG GT4 machine. Also, I will be broadcasting one of Skid Mark Sim Racing's own events. I believe that'll be February 1st. I might need to double check that date, but it'll be the Deuce and a Half out there from Okayama, LMP3s as well as BMW M2s. Be sure you check us out there for that broadcast as well as register for it. If there are any spots more available, we should see Dane Perkins as well as quite a few of our other drivers out there with them tonight. Lots of our drivers here tonight, 3 or 4 a part of that Skid Mark Sim Racing team group. Josh Hunter still continues to lead over Brandon Birch by about 7/10 of a second. It's Michael Odell, Andrew Bound. No change up there in the top 4. 2 manufacturers being Porsche leading up there for seconds. Then it's Aston Martin for Michael Odell. And then you're going to look at that big old GT4 American horsepower right there for Andrew Bound. Not only going to look at the nose of that Ford Mustang, but let's hop on board here with Andrew and look at that the big sniff right up there behind him, which is Zach Severe running in the BMW. And just listen into this Mustang. One of my favorite cars, sounding cars here on the sim, and you can see why, both in the GT3 and GT4 world. How about this side by side? Oh man, Michael Odell tried to size him up there, but he only compromised his race exit doing that. He's going to lose the spot to Dr. Andrew Bound. Andrew Bound is, well, not quite clear just yet, but he was able to find the pass. He was able to find that around the outside line. He's going to slot back down to the 4th position now, but with this being so, this should warrant its way back in. Oh my God, what a late move for both the Ford Mustang and the BMW. Look at Zach Severe go. He kind of beat Andrew Bound to his own move right there. Zach Severe, textbook pass up to P4. We could be chatting with Zach Severe here tonight in those final top 3 driver interviews as he starts to hound that rear end of Michael Odell. We got to see another look at that, because have you ever? I almost have never. Look at Zach Severe go, go, go. Was this a 2-for-1 or is this just a 1-for-1? I think it's going to be. All right, well, there's a 1. That's easy math. It's just going to be the 1-for-1 there. But he almost, man, if he was able to get close enough to Michael Odell and set up the next corner out of here as we go slightly back down the hill. Nice, nice work here for Zach. Keep your eye on him. Continues to run P4. While we are looking at a couple race replays, now that the battle for the race lead has kind of calmed down here just a little bit, here's going to be a couple incidents that I have missed earlier on. This is Brennan Myers, I believe, trying to work his way back up through the field after that spin earlier on in the race. I'll get it back to actual racing action there. And then there you see Trevor maybe not quite knowing that the number 23 was down there on the inside. There's another incident that we're going to look at here before we take a look at that incident on the drop of the green flag. Here comes Mitch Crowther, Jesse Laboran's incident. Oh man, Zach Severe tries to set up for that inside pass. Contact there between the 2. Right rear quarter contact, and both camber and caster machines go around. What happened there for oh man, who was that? There's the 27, I know was one of them, which was Jesse Laboran. We'll see what happens to him. He's got Warren Johnson right there behind him. Amethyst Reese right behind Warren Johnson. Oh, man, the spin happens right up in there in front of him, and there's just nothing that Jesse can do. And then here's a look at the drop of the green flag, and then we'll get back live to racing action. This race restart was wild. 2, no, 3, no, 4 wide heading into turn 1. Here's the contact here between, oh, it's tight, as Tuco Salamanca would say, but Andrew Bound, I think, gets into that right rear of Trevor Vavrovsky and sends the number 10 around, and then that's how Brennan Myers gets involved as well. We'll take one more look and then back to the race lead. And how about Brennan Myers? Although he did have that nice qualifying effort, qualifying P4, he's already worked his way back up to P9 after this incident at the start of the race. Man, he was almost able to make his way down and out and around it. Unfortunately, the number 10 right there of Trevor, just I don't think he held his brakes for a reason, trying to get it off of the racing line just relatively quick. It'll be Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, still Andrew Bound. Front four positions haven't changed. Zach Severe plus 1 spot to the green since the race start. Running P5, Jake Steckler, he's trying to start to have to play some, sing it with me, or say it with me, defense. Defense right here over that hard-charging Mercedes AMG, which is going to be Benjamin Forand. Jake Steckler, he tries to set up the crossover between the two. Contact for Jake and Benjamin Forand sends them both down, out, and around. They're still catching that thing as Jake Steckler. Benjamin Forand, he's able to gather it up relatively quickly, or quicker, compared to Jake. Benjamin Hill only dropped down there to P8. Man, I thought that we were seeing something start to heat up and brew there between Jake and Benjamin Forand. Here comes the pass that's just all gone wrong there. I apologize, that was an awful replay angle. Directing, commentate, producing. It's a lot down here behind the scenes. Here comes another look at it. Jake Steckler, there you see, he lets that Mercedes AMG go down and around the inside, but then tries to set it up his own line on the inside on corner exit. Contact between the two. It'll be a 7/10 of a second gap separating P1 and P2. We'll cut it back down to 6/10 of a second as Brandon Birch really closes up there on that front straightaway. He's going to continue to close that. The gap for the race lead continues to be 2/10 gained here in 1 lap. Looking at the last lap time here between the two, it's slower for Brandon Birch, lap 1, 2, and 3, but then you look at 4. There's a little bit of glimmer of hope right there as they make their way out of turns 12 and 13 to complete lap 6. Coming to lap 7. We'll see what the timing and scoring updates here this time live. We'll see if Brandon Birch is just a little bit faster. That'll be the alternate scoring line. I take that back. It'll be Brandon Birch who's getting visually closer out here. And Amethyst Reese entering pit lane. I'm showing a black flag on them on live timing and scorings. Not sure what's going on there. We'll have to check up in with it, whether it's too many incidents or a cut track and not given the time back. If you focus your attention on the top left of your screen, not only do we have a nice battle about the middle of your screen, but there you see incident points counted. I will say they this sort of graphic kind of flash right now has been a little bit buggy in the past, but still showing Reese getting to serve that penalty. It looks like she's going to make her way out on the racetrack. Yeah, she's just now down and out of pit lane. Andreas Profana, first time we've really mentioned his name here tonight, except for where he qualified at. That the Italian out of Medicio Racing Team. Dynaco there on the rear quarter panel. That's a Stam Studio Network race paint scheme going at it here live on the racetrack. Andreas Profana running in P15, trying to get a little bit closer there to Jesse Lavorne, and then he's got Dylan Bass running right there behind him. Dylan and Amethyst and Michael Odell running in the only 3 Aston Martin GT4 machines tonight. Dylan running in 16th, Amethyst running in 18th, and then Michael Odell running up there in that final top 3 driver position. Still close battles all the way throughout the racetrack. Warren Johnson just over 4/10 of a second in front of Ali XA. Trevor Vafrosky right there 2/10 of a second right there behind that number 19 Mercedes AMG machine. Warren Johnson still continues to be our highest driver gain tonight, not on Benjamins, but on spots. Ali XA and then Trevor Vafrosky, who remember, he started up there in like P2, P3, did that number 10 red, white, and blue Porsche machine. He was one of our top 3 drivers that started in a Porsche with the Porsche solidifying the top 3 drivers' positions out here at qualifying. We are going to continue to see Trevor fight for his right to party tonight in that number 10. He's going to continue to slowly but methodically work his way up towards that front of the pack, as well as Trevor sits. Hey, he's our points leader. Come on now. Might be the points leader, but with only 2 races to go, it's go time right now for any of these drivers, especially, hey, look at Josh Hunter right up here in the front of the pack, 4th in the point standings, but top 4th in the points. They are so close with one another. Still only 2 races can be way more than enough to make a race, can make a championship differential. I think the biggest driver out here that's got something to not really worry about, but say to gain, I guess you could say. It'll be drivers like Andrew Bound, who came into the race second in the point standings. Michael Odell, who we're looking at, who came into the race third in the point standings. Trevor Vafrosky, Alexei, Jake Steckler, and Mitch Crowther continue to go at it. Oh, we're going to see a little bit of a flashy lights there from Trevor saying, all right, I got to get on by here. Mitch Crowther, he's got his popcorn bucket out here. He's just got this battle up here right up in front of him. A little bit of contact on his side earlier on in the race. Make sure you check out his Instagram as well. I believe it's, I don't know if he wants me to say it, but it's Mittens. I won't say the number there behind it, but if you're looking for some very, very nice iRacing paint jobs and paint schemes, make sure you follow Mitch Crowther out there on Trading Paints as well. I'm just following his Instagram. I continue to see lots and lots that he's painting, and it takes an artist to do here behind the scenes. It's a lot to put even just one paint scheme together. Mitch Crowther, he's got his artistic capabilities as well as racecraft capabilities showing on face here tonight, running at P13. There's just about 4 minutes to go till that competition yellow. We're going to take a quick sights and sounds out here tonight from Silverstone. You can go and crank it up. I'll be right back with you up in the booth. Thanks, everybody. Slowly crank this puppy back down. Sean Stamp producing, directing, commentating the show here tonight with only about 1.5 minutes to go to the competition yellow. It's still Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, Andrew Bound, Zach Severe, Brennan Myers. Top 5 drivers continue to stay the same, but how about Brennan coming all the way back from that incident in lap 1, turn 1 of the race. Number 23 has some pace here down here about underneath and behind the wheel of that Mercedes AMG. He's also leading a Mercedes AMG class right now of, that would be, let's see, 6th, 7th, and 8th in class. Benjamin Florian continues to run P8, and this should be our last lap. This should be the white flag lap on that competition caution. We'll be able to throw that yellow flag right when the race leader makes his way out and around turns 17, 18 for the final time here tonight for the opening stint of the race. Josh Hunter, he's stretched his legs to about a 1 second gap on that race lead, but it's all going to dwindle down right here, right now. Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, Andrew Bound, all separated within 0.3 of a second between one another. That's all going away here in just a few moments' time. Zach Severe. Hey, how about Zach Severe's last couple of laps times? He continues to put laps fast enough down here to possibly catch our race leaders. And just like that, just like magic, that yellow flag is thrown loud and proud. Barney the flagman's going to get that yellow waved A-OK and out for the race fans. It's two Porsches leading a Aston Martin, leading an American Power. The only one on the track here tonight for Andrew Bound. It's Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell. Then there's Andrew Bound, Zach Sevier, the top 5, Brennan Myers, that's the top 6. How about Benjamin Foran, Dane Perkins, Trevor Vafrosky, Warren Johnson, league owner. It's Mitch Crowther, Jesse Lavorne, Jake Steckler, Aliaxe, Andreas Profana, Lewis Holloway, Dylan Bass like a turkey. Then it's Amethyst Reese and Taylor Thompson. Before we cut to a quick break here, and as well as get these drivers re-racked, restacked, and just for a quick race yellow, thank you once again, Dancing Transistors. That's Ali joining us down there in YouTube land. Make sure you hit him up if you're looking for a little bit of next-gen watch action, as well as just next-gen smartwatch action, if you will. Mitch Crowther joining us down there in YouTube land, as well as Ted Dylan Baste joining us down there. Thank you all so much. We're about halfway through this one. We're going to get them re-racked, restacked. Don't go anywhere unless you promise me that you'll be here right back with us. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back in. We're still under pacing conditions. We're about to get this field re-racked and restacked here after, I think it's a long track. Well, what are we working? 3.6 miles. Yeah, we're still waiting on them to reach the first start-finish stretch here, and then here we go. I should be able to shorten this thing back up here to just one lap to go. No, still can't do it. All right. There he goes. Lights are out on the iRacing safety pace car, so that will do it. We're just a few moments away back for some more green flag racing here tonight on STAM Studio Network for the West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge League. Only 2 more races to go here this season, with the points battle so tight that they're tight. Trevor Vastrowski, Andrew Bound, Michael Odell. How about it? There's only 11 points separating the top 2, and then 6 points separating the top 3, second and third. Josh Hunter, he's still up there. I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen up there for Josh to make himself within these top 3 positions. Not only as well here tonight, he can make it happen because Josh Hunter continues to lead laps, continues to show pace. Ladies and gentlemen, 4,000 road course iRating has led 11 laps here tonight. If Josh Hunter is able to find himself down there into virtual victory lane, this all-black Porsche machine could completely it would be a throw out. It would be a complete throw out there up within the playoff and point standings. Brandon Birch, how about the driver of the number 36 here tonight, also running in that Porsche machine, except lime green machine, got that Rexy ready to rock and or roll after just this long pace lap. Brandon Birch is going to try to do everything he can to really stay close enough to that race leader's rear bumper of Josh Hunter. Same story that goes there for Michael Odell, Andrew Bound, Zach Severe. The top 5 drivers continue to run close lap times, especially with one another here tonight. You see these drivers weaving, jeeving, and jiving. It's lower tire temps, lower tire pressures, as well as in these setups, because you gotta get them ready to get up and go here. But it's a little bit harder to get up and go if you don't have those tire temps and pressures available there to you. We're gonna continue to weave, jeeve, and jive up until we get that a little bit closer towards turns 16, 17, and 18, up until that iRacing safety pace car dives into the safety of pit lane. We've gone over the top 5. Let's go over the top 6. It's my teammate up there, Brandon Myers, running P6. Keep your eyes on the number 23, one of the fastest drivers in practice. He's worked his way back up to P6 after an earlier spin of the race. It'll be Benjamin Florant who will restart here P7, Trevor Vavroski P8, that'll be Dane Perkins P8, Trevor Vavroski P9, and our league owner, Warren Johnson, who will restart P10. Let's do something special here while we got just a quick brief moment. Let me know where you're joining in there down from YouTube land here tonight. I am just right outside of Circuit of the Americas, one of my favorite road course racing tracks, at least from stock car perspective, if you will. It's American Power down here backing up behind the booth. Sean Stam producing, directing, and commentating this West Coast sim racing. We appreciate those sponsored and affiliates up at the top right of your screen. I'm talking Race to Stop Suicide. I'm talking DL Designs if you're looking for any more iRacing paint scheme action, as well as Con Coaching. Hit up Zane if you're looking to get faster out on track. Overstockvehicles.com, vehiclebuyers.com if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell some real life vehicles. Sam Studio Network Racing broadcasts some of the best that you could possibly get. Slipstream Performance, they definitely build to win real life racing as well. That iRacing safety pace car going to make this way down and onto the safety of pit lane. It'll be Josh Hunter, who's down and dropping a gear and trying to disappear for the race restart here with only 2 races to go. We're live once again, Green Flag Racing from Silverstone tonight in West Coast Sim Racing's GT Challenge League. With Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell leading them down their turns 1, 2, and 3. Look at Andrew Bound, Zach Severe, Brendan Myers starting to do a little bit of battle here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, there was some more, there wasn't contact here yet between them, but definitely close enough that Brandon Birch going to continue to look within his rearview mirror. He has that black and gold Aston Martin all over that rear end of his machine. Andrew Bound all over the rear end of Michael Odell. These battles are going to start here they're going to start to heat up there. Michael Odell a little bit further up ahead. Oh no! What's going on there? Brendan Myers way too deep at the braking zone. Contact with Zach Severe. Oh, we're going to get the wee bowling strike screen here tonight. Zach Severe goes off the racetrack, so does Brendan Myers. Those are the only 2 drivers to have contact there within that wreck. I think maybe one more. Trevor Vavroski is able to make his way. He's able to make his way through that one relatively. Here's another look at this one. I do believe, here it's going to be Brendan Myers. This is after our tough, tight technical corners of 1, 2, and 3. We'll head our way down turns 4. And look at Zach Severe. He already starts here to make a move in that BMW machine. Tries to find that inside line. And if we go to like an SSN drone camera shots here, we might see Brendan Myers get a little bit deep in this braking zone. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And Brendan Myers actually, if we get Billy Bob, the forklift driver, off of his smoke break here, you can see not only did Brendan Myers, was he deep into the braking zone, but you can also see he tried to jolt it right on that steering wheel, tried to avoid the contact with the rear end of Zach Severe. Unfortunately, could not do that. Thankfully for Zach Severe, he only drops it down to the P7. Andrew Bound lives to fight another lap or two after that one, after close quarter combats could have almost resulted in disaster. Josh Hunter continues to lead over Brandon Birch. Michael Odell sits P3, Andrew Bound P4. Put it on a t-shirt, I've said it so much here tonight, but continues to see these GT4 drivers running up in these respectable positions. Michael Odell, who won last week in GT3s at Monza, you slap him in a GT4, and hey, put some TC, put some ABS on it there. That's all Michael Odell's just about going to need. He continues to hit P3. Nice run here for the number 56. That's 2 spots to the good. If he continues to keep this rocking and rolling, we will be chatting with Michael Odell in those final driver interview positions in just a few moments of time. Andrew Bound, he's rocking that unicorn on that Dark Horse Mustang GT4 machine. Andrew Bound up 3 spots on the good as well. He's not quite within that 1.5 second gap over P3 of Michael Odell up in front of him. Andrew Bound, his focus is a little bit more towards that rear bumper right now after Benjamin Forant. Trevor Vavrovsky as well start to pound to get a little bit closer to that rear bumper as well. Andrew Bound tries to really set up his corner exit here. Corner exit a lot more important than that corner exit entrance. Andrew Bound, that's exactly what we're going to see there. 0.4 of a second now separates P4 within P5. Trevor Vavrovsky, let's hear it for him down in YouTube land. That Porsche GT4 machine, driver of the number 10 iRacing mobile, from a little bit of a slip and slide earlier on lap 1 of the race. He's all the way worked himself up to P6. Zach Severe P7. How about Jake Steckler, 2 spots to the good, sitting P8. Ali Akse Andrew P9, and then Brennan Myers running P10. Closest battle on the racetrack. Right now it's going to be here between P5 and P6. That's Benjamin Forant and Trevor Vavrovsky. Only 2.5 tenths separating here between one another. And if we hop on board here with say Trevor Vavrovsky, who's now going to start to set up this inside line. We'll have to see who's a little bit deeper on the braking zone. It'll be Trevor Vavrovsky. Don't hit the sausage curve on your left. He didn't do it. Excellent done. Trevor Vavrovsky up to P5. Points leader. This is huge within the championships running, because Trevor, he could possibly be saving his championship right here, right now. I think matter of fact, this definitely will contribute to it here, coming within these last 2 races of this GT Challenge West Coast Sim Racing season. These drivers not only fighting for hardware, they're fighting for a little bit of what's it called? A little not gambling, right? But, you know, rights against your friends down there as well. It's on the tip of my tongue, I promise. You know what else is on the tip of a tongue? It's Andrew Bound over Trevor Vavrovsky, P4 and P5, still separated by 3/10 of a second. If we look at the last lap history between these 2 drivers, it's back and forth, cat and mouse. Especially lap 12 and 13. But look at St. Patrick's Day. It's all green there for Trevor Vavrovsky. 11.5 seconds gain on lap 10, 2.1 lap 11, and then 1.5 lap 12, and then dang near even lap 13. We'll see if Trevor Vavrovsky has anything to do here for Andrew Bound here as we continue to crest our way, coming towards these last 12 minutes of the race. Josh Hunter continuing to lead out there up front, got about a second gap over Brandon Birch. Brandon Birch coming off of a top 3 finish down there last night out of Apex MX5 Cup Series action. Hey, give Brandon Birch a little bit more TC, should be giving a little bit more downforce as well. Number 36 having a real nice night tonight. He's going to give us the flashies. He knows what we're talking about. I don't know if that is so. Maybe he's just trying to distract Josh Hunter a little bit. But in all seriousness, though, let's take a moment here without Sean and Teddy cursing Brandon Birch. If we could go back within these iRacing history books here within these past 4 to 5, even 6 broadcasts here on Stay Home Studio Network, Brandon Birch, he has been up there within the top 3, top 4, begging for one of those top 3 driver interview positions. Finally, didn't have anybody else's BS really impacted here last night's race and Apex Motor Club out of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Kind of, besides the elevation, stick with me. They're kind of two relatively similar tracks here, Silverstone and Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. That might just be a little bit of a fill, but if you're picking up on a man down here, it's Brandon Burch, who continues to have the pace and consistency no matter what you might throw him in here. Speaking of pace and consistency as well, look at 1.4 seconds separating that gap to the race lead. I think it's been continuing to stay about that range, which is saying something because Josh Hunter with relatively about 400 more road course iRating than Brandon Burch does have. I know that these drivers not quite dedicating their whole sim racing careers to official iRacing races here, but that's sort of to give you just a little bit of a rough kind of estimate on where these drivers are continued on pace between one another. So it's 3,900 for Josh Hunter out up front. 3,000, I misspoke, 3,900 for Brandon Burch as well. So it's actually Brandon Burch with about 40 more iRating than P1, but then I was actually looking at Michael Odell's iRating here. He sits at 3,600 iRating, so about 300 to 400 iRating, a little bit lower than our two race leaders. And iRating might not mean all that much that you might think about. Trevor Vafrosky coming into the race with 5,400. He continues to slice. He continues to dice. That's working Trevor's way up, backing up to P4 after what was that, back into P7? Can I say it? He's looking like a Colby here tonight. I mean, continuing to show some pace. Andrew Bound, he's gonna have to just lose P4 up to Trevor Vafrosky, who is running on rails. Benjamin Forand, Zach Severe, Jake Steckler, Ali Akse, and Amethyst Reese running in the top 10. Just under 10 minutes to go here tonight. It'll be a nice battle here between Brennan Myers and Mitch Crowther. Skidmark Sim Racing versus SSN 24 Endurance Racing. Will it be 3 wide? Look who's starting to join the battle. It's Dane Perkins, and as well as Lewis Holloway out of Skidmark. Excuse me, that's going to be Camber and Caster. That Camber and Caster machine is in a Skidmark Sim Racing sandwich right there after Brennan Myers gets shoved a little bit off of the racetrack over Mitch Crowther. Oh, here we go, go. Lewis Holloway is trying to make something happen, working to turn 1, not able to make so. We'll continue to work our way up and through the track here as Dane Perkins, he's not out of this battle out here as well, having his popcorn bucket out, sitting in P14 overall, 13th, 12th, 11th, and 10th, all in a blanket, all in a quagmire of cars up in there right in front of him. Oh, no, Mitch Crowther goes around. Mitch going to tow it right down into pit lane. Here's a quick replay of that contact and how it did ensue. Is there contact, or is it just trying to carry that little bit of speed? That's exactly what it was. Rear end comes out, down, and around for Mitch Crowther. He's going to have to take that tow time penalty. Josh Hunter, Brandon Burch, Michael Odell, Trevor Vafrosky, top 4 right here. A little bit of a switch up from what we've seen the whole rest of the race. Andrew Bound will fall back to P5, but still 2 spots on the good. If you're just now joining us, our point standings coming into the race. Trevor Vafrosky leading us, Andrew Bound -11, and then it's Michael Odell. Josh Hunter as well as Mitch Crowther right there rounding out the top 5. Right now, you do see quite a bit of these top 4 to 5 drivers up there in the top point standings as well. Also looking at Monza results, Michael Odell looking for a double back-to-back top 3 driver interview position out here, trying to make it happen, but it's not quite set in stone here just yet. Michael Odell, our Monza race winner, but still has Trevor Vafrosky continuing to close that gap to that rear bumper of the number 56 Aston Martin GT machine. Trevor Vafrosky in the Porsche. He's only -2 spots from where he started. He's crawled his way right back up to him. Trevor He was just looking at about 0.8 of a second separating P3 and P4. It's now back between a second now. Trevor's going to try to do what they say can't be done with these final 6 minutes left of the race. Camber and Caster, Lewis Holloway after a little bit of spin and almost a win action there. He continues to lead over Skidmark Sim Racing. Brandon Myers right up in there with them. SSN 24-hour racing running right there in P13 as well. Let's hop on the old driver eye camera here as Dane Perkins is going to play some Super Bowl defense out there into the turn. I don't think I've seen a driver go that deep and that defensive here tonight. Dane, I don't fault him here for it though, trying to hold off our jockey Brendan Myers, and this is a battle for P12. Now we have seen both of these drivers, Dane Perkins and Brendan Myers, with quite a bit of racecraft and speed and pace as well. But right now you start to put that here between two drivers and within one another. Shoot, even call it 3 with Lewis Holloway right up in there in front of them, running in P11. Man, Dane Perkins still continues to be the meat of the sandwich. Not really anywhere to go, not really anywhere to work with. That rear bumper right up in there in front of him of Lewis Holloway, excuse me, as well as Brendan Myers. He's got to still keep that rear bumper right there protected out there as we'll make our way out and around the tighter and technical portion of the racetrack. Dane Perkins, he's going to get that Mercedes-AMG GT4 machine slotted right back into the race line, but doing that, he's going to open up the door here for Brendan Myers. Brennan, he's around the inside. He loses a little bit on corner exit speed. Brendan Myers, he's going to have to drop back to P13. Not missing anything out up front with only 4 minutes to go. It's Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell, and Trevor Vavrovsky. That P4 battle, that final driver interview battle continues to heat up and brew down here with us. Michael Odell continues to sit P3, but for how long? As Trevor Vavrovsky, remember, he was all about 1.2 seconds back, down to 0.8 back, now down to 0.3 back. Trevor Vavrovsky, he definitely has more pace than the top 2 drivers, but it's making an actual pass as well as an actual clean pass here from Silverstone. That's going to make you or break you. Got 11 live viewers down there on Stam Studio Network, live in YouTube land. Hopefully you're enjoying your racing night here as we continue to see it battle up and brew here with Trevor Vavrovsky and Michael Odell hopping on board with Trevor, sitting P4, tries to set around P3 around the outside line. Does Trevor have what it takes? They're still going to run side by side between the two, but look at the room left between the two. That's West Coast Sim Racing. That's clean racing. That's ethical racing. Trevor Vavrovsky, he makes the pass happen up to that final driver interview position. I don't know how he got it done cleanly, somehow, some way. Trevor did what they say can't be done. He's moved up to P3. Michael Odell drops to P4. Andrew Bound, our points P2 driver, still continues to sit P5. So with lap times continuing to range in about the 2 to 2 minute 10 second range, if my math is mathing, that should be 2 laps to go here. I'll make sure the math is mathing here tonight. Josh Hunter, he's sort of right now chilling. It's a nice battle here between Porsche and Aston Martin GT4. Brandon Birch, Trevor Vavrovsky, and Michael Odell. This is not only a nice battle right here, right now, but it has been throughout the whole race. This whole 45 minutes is going to come down to an abrupt end here tonight, unfortunately so. But we're going to have to crown somebody, as well as those top 3 drivers. Josh Hunter, he just doesn't need a mistake right now. Brandon Birch, Trevor Vavrovsky, Michael Odell, they're so close to one another. I would say they don't need a mistake, but it's a little easier said than done. Hopping on board here with Jake Steckler. We'll have to see if the white flag lap is thrown. Take a look at the top right side of the screen here. You should be able to see Barney the flagman. I don't see him down there. We should have 2 laps to go after Brandon Birch continues to try and crawl away here in P2. Brandon coming into the race here at P8 in the point standings. Trevor Vavrovsky in the lead of the point standings. He knows that his championship could possibly be on the running here tonight. Trevor is not one to mess around here. Remember, the the first race that he joined us, I believe he joined us down there in virtual victory lane as well. Trevor, he's going to try to find that inside line over Brandon Birch. It'll be number 10 versus number 36. Vavrosky versus Birch. Vavrosky tried to find the outside line right there. It's going to warrant its way back into a double outside line, but with that, he's able to carry just a little bit more speed, carry that momentum. Vavrosky up to P2. Brandon Birch now the final driver interview position. Michael Odell, who won last week, he drops to P4. It's all going to depend on when Josh Hunter will find his way across the start-finish line for the final time here tonight. He's working down the Is So Straight, coming towards turn 9, 10, excuse me, that will be turns 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 here. It's getting just 20 seconds here towards that timer. It'll be Josh Hunter. I believe he'll be coming towards the checkered flag this time, if my math is mathin'. Trevor Vavrosky, Brandon Birch, Michael Odell still about a half of a second separating second, third, as well as fourth. Andrew Bound, Benjamin Florian, Zach Severe, Jake Steckler, Ali Akse. That's the top 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Still no battles up here between the two. It'll be Josh Hunter for the final time on turn 17 and 18. Fourth here tonight. He'll call West Coast Sim Racing Silverstone as his own. Josh Hunter, congratulations on the race win. For P2, it'll be Trevor Vavrosky, Brandon Birch, P3, as well as Michael Odell. P4, Andrew Bound, P5, Benjamin Forantier, P6. Zach Severe comes home P7 after a nice race for him here tonight. Jake Steckler will finish right across the line over Ali Akse. That'll be 7th, 8th, and 9th. Amethyst Reese, Dane Perkins, Dylan Bates, Jesse Labourne, Andreas Rafana, Lewis Holloway. That's the top 15. It'll be Brendan Myers, Mitch Crowther, Warren Johnson, and Taylor Thompson rounding out our top 19 out of 19 here tonight. Thanks for joining in here on Stam Studio Network. Hey, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We still have top 3 driver interviews to get through here, as well as those unofficial official race results. Congratulations, Josh Hunter. Started at P1. He'll end up finishing P1 in that Porsche GT4 machine. 3 Porsches that started 1, 2, 3 will finish P1, 2, 3. Josh Hunter, Trevor Vavrosky, and Brandon Birch. Good job, everyone, says Ted. Not even a good job. That was a great job, everyone. It was relatively clean out there, down and throughout. I have caught up with a couple race replays earlier on if you're just now joining us. Oh my goodness, what a race win it was for Josh Hunter. Here come the unofficial official. Okay, we're still waiting on him, but we got Josh Hunter joining us down there live in virtual driver interview booth. I think I might teleport my way over towards them and then hit up the unofficial official race results. Oh. Hey Josh, this is Sean. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Josh, congratulations. Welcome up here into virtual victory lane. Man, you started up here on the pole, you finished up here P1. How did you get it done here tonight, man?
I don't know. I don't really practice. I don't drive the GT4. Silverstone is one of those tracks I don't like, but I'm pretty fast at, so I guess that worked out to my advantage.
And
yeah.
Even though that you're a little bit faster here at Silverstone here, I mean, Josh, we saw the 4,000 road course iRunning. What are your thoughts here between this newer revamped GT4 ripping around Silverstone?
Feels good, actually.
Really?
I don't know about the other cars, but I'm used to driving like the Lambo or the Audi here when GT3 is here, so it's a pretty good mid-engine car sort of track. So GT4 was a no-brainer to pick.
Got that mid-engine weight there working for you. You've got that Porsche power working for you as well. Congratulations once again, Josh Hunter. Before we let you get to popping that virtual champagne down there in virtual victory lane, Josh, who are you dedicating this win to? I mean, who you shouting out to here tonight, man?
Well, honestly, Brandon for not taking us out, so that's pretty cool. And of course, you and Warren for the broadcast and the league, and everyone else that joins us.
Hey, Josh, first of all, yeah, what could have been a wee strike bowling sound effects part 2, and then thank you so much, because that's really what keeps me moving and grooving back there behind the scenes, Josh. Congratulations on the race win. Don't celebrate too hard here tonight, and hopefully we're chatting with you up here in the next race wins. Can't wait for it here, man.
Yeah, man.
Also, wait, real quick before you go here, Josh, I don't know if you've already gone here, but you came into the race with you're sitting P4 in the points. Your race win here tonight should rocket you at least a couple positions towards the front with only 2 races left here this season. Do you have anything, are you going to approach these next 2 races a little bit differently or just keep going at it?
Just keep doing what I do. I think Monza was a good example of what happens when I practice too much. So I'll just not practice that much, and hopefully I don't make stupid mistakes again.
Well, appreciate the inside, Josh, there of the inside the helmets. Have a great rest of your night, and until next time, man.
Yeah, man. You too.
Hey, it'll be Trevor Vafrosky from the front to the back to the front again. Somehow, some way, Trevor, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yep, I got it.
Holy guacatules. I don't know how you made that happen here. Well, I guess I do because I saw quite a few of those passes happen. Trevor, you made those passes happen with some respect out there as well from your racing peers. Kind of walk us through from underneath the helmet how you worked your way back up here to a P2 finish.
You know, I gotta really thank Brennan for giving me the opportunity to pass everybody after starting in the front row. So that was very kind of him. I mean, it's happened a few times so far this year. So, I mean, knowing that you have the caution can allow you to kind of, you know, if you just stay calm, stay patient, and work your way back through. You know, a lot of people were pretty respectful. You know, when they see me charge down by 2, 3, 4 seconds back, they're just kind of like, I'm good, and they kind of got out of the way. It's you know, still learning in this GT4 car. I felt like I got a much better understanding after Mexico of kind of how to keep the tires in a decent window, and then came here and melted them right off the car. So I think even if I ran a clean race, I don't think I really had anything for Josh. I think he was too quick. But no, I mean, I think second was the ceiling, and didn't get there the simplest way possible, but we got there in the end.
Well, still, congratulations on the P2 here tonight, Trevor. That's, man, it's definitely going to help you up there, continuing to hold off that race lead there over Andrew and Michael with only 2 races to go. What was some really close quarter combat battles out there, and the ambient temp was relatively low here towards the start of the race here, Trevor. Do you think that trying to work your way up through the pack maybe wore those tires down a little bit more? You pushed a little bit harder than you were wanting?
Oh, for sure. When you're going for these overtakes and you're battling around people, sometimes you're going in a little deeper than you'd like, and you end up scrubbing the tire. And as soon as you scrub them, they just inject so much heat into these into this new tire model for the GT4, and it feels like they have a much narrower window than the GT3 cars right now. So trying to get a handle on that. They tend not to like to be overdriven. So, but getting better. I think. What's next time's out is Thirst for the finale, and I think that'll be a very interesting one, because if you're going up and down the mountain and your tires aren't in the window, I think you could be in for a very, very long day.
Well, appreciate the inside look there, Trevor. Finally, I can put some stock car racing action in comparison to some GT4 action. Both tires made of essentially butter. We appreciate that inside look, Trevor. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll let you get to popping that virtual champagne.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, how about P3 here, ladies and gents? This will be a 2 nights in a row driver interview. Hey, Mr. Brandon Birch, you got yourself a copy.
What's up, John?
Hey, Brandon, congrats on your top 3 finish here tonight. You'll finish right here where you started, but you were running P2. Yeah, I think you had a couple shots there at that race lead. What's going through your minds here tonight in the number 36 Porsche Rexy machine?
Honestly, I was hanging on for dear life. The GT4s have proven to not be my favorite car, so I'm just trying not to take everybody out on my way to doing it. So Josh was ripping. I was learning a couple things from him, but definitely not fast enough to catch him. And then, you know, Trevor had some crazy pace at the end. And yeah, I mean, those guys were just going faster. But any race that I don't crash in a GT4 is good for me. So.
I'm saying, Brandon, hey, you're going fast enough to hold them off for that top 3 finish. Nice qualifying as well. I was watching you in practice as well, putting down some nice lap times, and I think it all showed down there in race time. Brandon, who you dedicate this top 3 here to tonight? Who you shouting out, man?
You for broadcasting always, Warren for putting on the league, overstockvehicles.com if you want to buy something, vehiclebuyers.com if you want to sell something.
Brandon, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your night. Hopefully, we're chatting with you 3 driver interviews in a row. Until next time, man.
Thanks, Sean.
Brandon Birch, great guy down back there behind the scenes, and hey, fast driver as well. Before we get going, we got the league owner. It's the one, the only. It's Warren Johnson. Warren, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yep. How we doing, Sean?
Warren, doing all right here tonight. How are you doing in that fast number 24 McLaren GT4?
I wasn't in a fast number 24
Oh,
McLaren
no.
GT4. I was in a very slow McLaren GT4. But no, it was fun while it lasted. I spun on the restart right before the line, so I was just out of there. I had a good I feel like I had an okay practice, and then quali was horrible, and then I made up a ton of spots, and then it was just whatever. But no, it was kind of fun up until then, and then that's just how it goes sometimes. But no, it was a great race. Looks like a lot of people had a ton of fun, and I was battling with Trevor there for a little bit. It was funny. I let Brennan by earlier in the race, and because I knew he was going to be faster than me. And then I wasn't familiar with Trevor's game. I didn't let him by, and then we kind of got tangled. But it was just all fun. So he did a good job. Congrats to him on the P2. He had a hell of a run. I don't know where I think he was like dead last and came to P2. That's very impressive. So congrats to him. Congrats to Josh on the win. That's cool. Haven't seen him in victory lane in a while, so it's good to see him back there. Maybe we'll be getting him another trophy this season. Brandon again, P3 on the podium, two races in a row. Let's try to make it 3 and 4 and 5. Hoping he gets up there, and I think he's like top 5 in points after this race. So he's still in it. So you never know. But anyways, no, it was a fun race until it wasn't. So that was my night.
All right, well, nice racing until it wasn't, Warren. Real quick, for something a little bit outside of the league, though, I know that you and I we met him real life. We're friends with him. We saw Joey, Jeremy. Hey, Cam took on some Daytona racing here today. I saw you caught that live race broadcast on that IMS YouTube channell. Man, you gonna wake up here tomorrow early morning and catch race 2?
Oh yeah. I'm watching them. Of course, that was awesome. Jeremy had an unfortunate incident where he got taken out, and then something was wrong with his car. And then Joe and Joey were moving and grooving through the pack there, and then someone hit Joe on the lap 1. He took a shot and had a really good save. Darren's got a good video of that. And then Joey later on got hit, and his alignment got knocked out. So they were gonna be in the 20s position wise until those. So I think look forward to tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really, really, really good race tomorrow for them, and hopefully we see Jeremy get back up there, get him a win, and then Joe and Joey. You never know. The big one hasn't happened yet, so I hope it does, and they get through it, and they're in the top 5. So that'd be awesome. But no, that was really fun to see them, and it's really cool that they race in this league, and we have like actual champions in this league and race winners and real racers. That's really cool to have that, and I'm really appreciative of that. And that they still find the time to race in my league, even though they're real race car drivers. That's fucking awesome to me. So good luck to them tomorrow, and I hope you guys are all going to tune into that. I think it starts like 7 a.m. California time, so a little early bird action, but that's all right. We'll get our coffee, we'll get our roller dogs and our kitties, and we'll be watching. So anyway, it's good talking to you, Sean, and thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for racing in the league, and we'll see you Monday.
I appreciate you, Warren. Appreciate you putting on the league for the ages here, and keep it up, man. Keep up the hard work. That's going to do it here for us tonight on Sam Studio Network. Sean Sam producing, directing, commentating the show. And just as you heard, Mr. Warren Johnson, man, make sure you catch that Mazda MX-5 Cup Series race there from Daytona tomorrow morning. Live racing action. No, not sim racing. And make sure you root on Jeremy Fletcher, Joe Rainey, and Joey Rainey. Also Cam Evan out here. He's raced with us a couple times. But like Warren said, that means that's so cool to us. It kind of brings a tear to my eye talking, hey, I got a logo on a car out here tonight out here at Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. That's going to about do it here for us tonight. Just showcasing a little bit more down there, just how much everything means to me. This is Sean Sam, live here on Sam Studio Network. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and hope you had a great night tonight. We'll catch you Saturday for some International Pro-Am Series racing, as well as Saturday night for a little bit of NASCAR action. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.